Let's invite professional technologist Dr. Umaiyal Munusamy, Plant Biotechnologist, Science Communicator, to speak about the global climate crisis.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to GOPIO for inviting me to give a presentation in this wonderful event. And thank you for the cute introduction by Yuga and Bala. I would say that human is the beautiful creature that was created by the God into this world. Okay, with that, allow me to share the screen. Okay. I'll put it in the presentation mode. Okay. So our world, our responsibility is all about global climate crisis. Okay. So when we are talking about our world, actually what is comprises our world? Actually, it's the Earth. Countries, we have 195 countries globally, and we have the people. Few hours ago, by using a world population clock, I found out that there is 1.87 billion of people right now in our global. And certainly we have the natural features, okay? So this all comprises the world. So this is the world that we are living on it right now, and the people, and also this beautiful ecosystem that was given by God to us to live happily. But actually, what is happening to our world right now? Why people are discussing about the global climate crisis, and we are talking about the problem that is faced globally? What is actually happening to our world? If I were to ask you this question, what is happening to our world right now? I'm sure that these are the things that comes into your mind. The pandemic that we are facing right now. But then before we are facing the pandemic, this COVID-19 pandemic, actually, we was facing global warming. Okay, but before going into the global warming, actually, there are 5 major critical global crises that we have been facing, which is food insecurity, refugees, climate change, child marriage and gender discrimination, and also child labor. So climate change is part of the major global crisis. Okay, so global warming. So I would like to share some fun facts, because I hope that I'm very glad that the attendance remained the same from the beginning up to right now. And allow me to share some fun facts. All of us will have this issue. Which came first? Whether it's a chicken or the egg, or the chicken, or the egg or the chicken. So which one comes first actually? Same thing, we have this problem. Whether it's climate change or the global warming, or global warming leads to the climate change. So that is our major concern. So what caused the changes, the crisis in our world? It's all because of greenhouse gases, variation in the sun intensity, industrial activity, agriculture activity. We was discussing about agriculture industry before this, and of course, agriculture activity and industrial activity actually is one part that increase the problem in global crisis, and also deforestation. But variation in the sun intensity is beyond our control, because sun is somewhere out there and we can't even reach to the sun. So we can't really tackle the problem in what happened in the sun intensity. But certainly we can do something on greenhouse gases, industrial activity, agriculture activity, and also deforestation. So allow me to share some information what actually has happened to our Earth, our global, before this pandemic and also during the pandemic. Okay, so before we really experience this COVID-19, actually we have targeted the increase of population. In 2030, we thought that we can reach 10 billion of people globally. And we also face increase of pollution, lot of urbanization, deforestation, and also industrialization. But what actually happened during COVID-19 now? We heard a lot of news on global poverty, clearer and less polluted skies. We have clearer running water these days, reduction in noise pollution, global energy-related carbon dioxide and NO2 emission really dropped. Okay, harming the poor and those who is vulnerable. Now we are facing a lot of poverty increases of medical waste, and use of disposal of disinfectant, masks, and gloves, and also burden of untreated waste. So let's see. There is always, we have identified that we have positive impact and negative impact during this COVID-19 pandemic. We have, okay, let's see on a positive impact first. Okay, through this lockdown, travel restriction, slowdown of economic activity, we have certainly reduced fuel consumption. We have reduced resources. Even the waste, the waste at the dumping site has been reduced. Reduce of transport and industrial activity, and reduce of pressure in tourist destination, because we can't expect any visitors or foreign visitors come down to Malaysia to visit our beautiful country. So all these activity have really increases the good prospect of the global. But what is the negative impact on COVID-19 pandemic? We have increases of medical waste. Okay, it really caused increase of soil and water pollution. We have a lot of plastic waste these days. Even it was flashed out in our news lately that if the cases of COVID-19 didn't really reduce, the plastic waste will be increases, and this will lead to the environmental pollution. Okay, it will also increase municipal waste, and it also will lessen recycling activity, because less of us can able to go out to send our recycled material to the recycle center. But during this COVID-19 also, there are news saying that no baby boom in Malaysia. That will also lead to reduction in our population. Population. But can you imagine zoo blessed with 55 babies this year? So can you really see, can you really imagine what is really happening? Some sectors are really getting pleasure because of this COVID-19. Some sectors are really facing some problem. What actually is happening? So what we have really done, what are the changes that happened before and during the COVID-19 to the environment? Who is actually playing the role in all the changes? So these are the questions that might be playing around our head. What actually happened? Why before COVID-19, the environment pollution is very high, but then during the COVID-19, even though the population are reducing, but the environment are preserving themselves, even animal increase their breeding. So who is actually playing the role in all the changes? These are the questions that might really playing in your mind. It's me, we, and all of us. Okay, so me or we and you, probably we have been annoying the earth all this while, because probably we don't want to annoy the people beside us, or probably with our friend or girlfriend or boyfriend. So we started to annoy the earth. Okay, so it's our responsibility to the world to save the world. Okay, to sustain the positive changes that has happened during this COVID-19. When COVID-19, when there's the end of COVID-19, we want to sustain all the positive changes. Okay, so basically these are the positive changes that we have discussed earlier. So after end of COVID-19, we want these positive changes to remain forever and ever. So before I'm asking or telling people, oh, you need to take care of the environment, don't throw rubbish, okay? Don't go out so many times because you're going to pollute the air. I need to tell you what am I going to be a responsible to the environment? How am I responsible to the environment? How each of you, okay, we have 107 here. How each of you can play a small action, okay, which can give a huge impact upon Mother Nature. All right. Okay, so let me share with you what I do as an individual and as a person to the global, to the environment that I'm living. Okay, I reduce my meal intake. Okay, why I'm saying that I reduce my meal intake? Usually, my family has 3 times in a meal in a day. But this day, we try our best. We have 2 meals, means breakfast and a lunch. Why? Because we want to reduce the amount of the food material that is being produced. Imagine that we are eating a lot. What will happen is our farmers, our industrial stakeholders, our agriculture have to crack their mind to produce enough food to the whole population. Let's say if we can able to reduce the meal intake, they don't have to crack their mind. Okay, besides that, I use both sides of the papers. Probably many of you will do that. Many undergraduates will do that. They want to print the note, they use 2 sides. That is one of the I obtained policies that I obtained when I bought a robotic vacuum. And these are all the boxes that derive from the packaging of a laptop. So all this material, what I did is I just keep with me, and I come up with a creative art. So when you are doing a creative art, what happened is the time that the material go into the dump site is being lengthened. That means this material will never go to the dump site. So I'm actually reducing the amount of wastage to the dump site. So in that way, we are actually reducing the amount that we are producing the waste. And what you can see is also another creative art which I use from my my hobby collection. This is the stamp, and this is the pistachio shell. Okay, usually I don't throw the pistachio shell. I keep it to myself, and I collect it and I use it to come up with a creative art. So in this way, the number of pistachio shell that you see on this paper, on this art, will never go into the dump site. So somehow I've reduced the amount of wastage in our environment. So imagine, okay, probably some will say, oh, this only few pistachio salt, okay, and this is only few boxes and a few polystyrene. So how can it give a very significant reduction in the wastage? But imagine like 127 of us are doing this. Do you think that the percentage will increase? I mean, the percentage of wastage being dumped in the disposal area will be reduced more? Yes. Okay. So what I do as a plantist, during the introduction, the MC introduced me as a plant scientist and as a science communicator. So besides being as an individual, as a woman, and to contribute to the environment, to save the global earth, as a scientist, what I'll do as a scientist and as a science communicator, we carry out invention. Probably there's a lot of teenager or youth out there who love to become a scientist or love to become a researcher. Probably you can come up with an invention that can save the world. There's a lot of invention out there by younger generation. Even our Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Tamil students have come up with tremendous, fantastic awesome, mind-blowing invention to keep our environment clean. So this is one of my invention, which is was patented under my IPO innovation utility innovation patent. It's for encapsulation of plant growth promoting bacteria. So what's so awesome about this plant growth promoting bacteria? Actually, this plant growth promoting bacteria probably have a solution to replace our chemical fertilizer. Okay, so because we know that chemical fertilizer like herbicide and pesticide will create environmental pollution. Okay, water will be polluted, air will be being polluted, and our whole ecosystem will be destroyed because some insect that really contribute to the livelihood of the environment will also die together with the with the chemical that is being sprayed. But probably agriculturists, farmers who have bigger land, they might say that, oh, I can't use organic fertilizer because I can't come up with a good revenue. But with the usage of plant growth promoting bacteria, I can ensure that their revenue, their productivity in their farm will be as similar as their chemical usage of chemical and chemical fertilizer application. Besides that, I also write books on plant growth promoting bacteria, and also some social media. Social media coverage is really a wonderful channel or wonderful platform for you to create awareness about the thing that you are actually doing. Okay, so I always use this platform to create awareness on urban agriculture, urban farming. So probably all of you out there already started. Probably some of you have your own page, okay, on to create awareness on issue on environmental. Okay. Then today early morning when I decided, okay, I shouldn't like brag about myself. Okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay, but when today morning, as you can see, the time is 6:29. I'll just try Google search. Okay, Malaysian Youth Environment Awardee. Okay, and I'm so glad. Okay, I'm going to finish two more slides. Okay,
all right, okay.
I'm very proud that one of our community member, okay, Moge Sabati, is in the top search. Okay, I think he's with us right now. He won a Malaysian Youth finalist for a Commonwealth Award. So we already have youth doing things for the environment, for the global, to reduce the global climate crisis. So he actually is a co-founder of Project Ocean Hope, aimed to raise the visibility of ocean issues. So all of you, each one of you can come up with an idea. What are the environment issues that you want to tackle, and probably you can come up with a solution as well. And even UNICEF reported that 9 out of 10 youth in Malaysia are already taking individual action to address climate change. So I'm really glad that we are already on the track. It's not very beginning, we already start running. And probably what we need to do is we need to do more great work. Okay. And okay, because I couldn't get in touch with all of you, I've created a link which I've put in the Zoom chat, whereby I want these 126 individuals today in this conference to share with us what actually you are doing, what are the approach that you are applying to save the world. Okay, at the end, I will leave this link to be accessed until today midnight, and I will share the information to the organizer. With that, these are some of the references, because scientists, they always go with references and data. Okay, so that's me. And with that, you can get contact with me. Just Google search Umaiyal Munusamy. You can get in touch with me. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you. I stop share. Okay, done. I'm done. Yes, I will share the link. Give me a few seconds. I'll put it in the Zoom chat.
Thank you, Dr. Umaiyal, for your speech. Hope all of us can stop being ignorant and take responsibility for our action.
All right. Yuga, you know something?